Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Hamna and I create these art as ibadat sessions, which I believe is a way to connect to the divine. I wanted to share how I have learned to look at things in nature, in things that surround us, and be able to appreciate and feel gratitude towards the Creator and observe all that He's created for us. So, in today's session, I will be sharing about these flowers that were sitting on my table for so long, and some of them had wilted and dried, and some of them were like full of life still. So, I figured it's a really nice contrast of those like dried leaves and a little bit of like fresh flower leaves, and how I can bring them together. So I bunched them up together, and I didn't want the stems to be showing as much as like noticing and looking at the flowers and kind of in my head working out life and death, how in some places, in some families, there's so many deaths, and then in some families there's so many kids that are being born. So the journey of life and death goes so much hand in hand. And of course, the life was what attracted me the most, and so I started sketching the flower that was the most alive, as I would say, fresher, basically, like fully formed. And I started drawing the petals with it. As I always generally say in my videos, that I don't necessarily focus on the form. My biggest thing is that I try to look at the form, observe it, but then try and extract the essence of the form. So I'll sort of follow a shape or a line, and then kind of bring in my own creativity as to how I choose to bring it out on the paper. This is a very, you have to practice this kind of technique or the way it is drawn, because you have to train your mind to see and then to feel at the same time. It's quite magical when you really get into it. So the trick is to look at something and start, but then know that that might not look exactly the same, and you're just going to add on the your own bit, and not get stuck by the limitation, or don't get stuck into the idea of you have to follow every nook and corner and every single shape that comes. So just go with the flow, and as I always say, there is no right, no wrong. You're just having a bit of fun. This is an exercise to train your mind, train your heart, and look at things more consciously, like stop, breathe, look, observe, and then you're able to capture the essence. And it's a process, it's a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. So the more you do these sort of things, the more you'll get into understanding what the essence is of a form. I love working with pencils. I love the softness of it and how I can create light and dark shades within the piece. But today I will be using these pens that I have. They're waterproof and they're amazing, and they come in all sorts of nibs. So I decided that I will try and do the details just to kind of get the whole form out a bit more through these pens. My favorite nib size is 01 and 005. They really help to give me the dark and the lighter tones in my pieces, and I work a lot with these two nibs. I usually tell people, like, don't invest in too many tools before you get started, and just build your tools as you go. So the reason I share the two nibs that I use, which are good enough and great to start, is because if you are thinking of doing something like this, then it's really great if you don't go and buy the whole lot, and just go with getting one or two and get started with. Because tools can also be very overwhelming, and maybe I'll make a video of it sharing the tools and materials that I use. But generally you can just start with the basic of things. You don't really need a massive shelf of pens to be an artist. I get told this so many times that I don't have this and I don't have that, and when I will have that, then I will do this and then I will do that. So my advice to you is try not to get too stuck or be limited by what you can use to draw with, because you can sometimes, I've actually gone and raided my daughter's pencil box and pencil colors and just started with that when I didn't have something that I needed. So as I move forward, after creating the lines, I erase the pencil marks and then go in back to bring in a little bit more details wherever I feel it's needed. I start working with watercolor, eco watercolor brushes, pens. These are really, really good. They are, oh, sorry, my head just came. Anyway, and now as you see, I'll start doing the colors. Now, this is with colors, I generally have this thing that just because I see yellows, it doesn't really have to be all yellow. But like I say, I always start with what I am seeing and move on into what I am feeling. And that is in a very transitional sort of way to understand that we have been gifted by the divine this beautiful life in the physical world, where we have all these flowers and this, that, and the other, you know, the mountains and the clouds and the sky. The more you observe these things, the creations of the divine, the more you realize their existence is not just to see them for what they are, but there is so much more that they make you feel. And what they make you feel is the lesson that he wants to teach us through these beautiful creation of his. So when you look at a flower, you feel happy, you feel like, you know, blooming or beauty. So you're reminded of him through the creation of his. So you start looking at these things, but what's happening is at your subconscious level, you're becoming so conscious of your creator, and you're in your physical world, you start noticing not just a flower, but everything and anything as a way that he is teaching you a lesson. He is telling you something that you need to learn, you need to stop, observe, see, and learn from. So if a flower makes you feel a certain way, of course, it's in the physical world, you look at it, it's beautiful. But how does a flower make you feel? Whatever it may be, that is your connection with the flower, and that is the message that you are being given from the divine to observe within yourself. Because what if that what you look at is actually what is within you that is being triggered for you to look at it? And so he speaks to us in so many ways through his creations. If we can just stop to listen to him, we will have a much deeper, more meaningful life, where we realize that the messages come through him directly through his creation. And the creations are all around us, like in people, in animals, in whatever you see is a creation by the creator. So the more you connect, you become more observant, the more you give yourself this time and the chance to sit back and observe what has been gifted to us, we develop a much more deeper and much more fulfilling experience of what this life is about. So as I move forward, you can see I've completely changed the palette because I was feeling a lot of pinks and reds coming through me, and then I moved on. This is a great exercise to hold you. It really holds you, because the black lines that you created with the black pen are something that are very defined. You can't go over them. So this is great for holding you if you're feeling very scattered, if you're feeling very lost or don't know how to start or where to begin. Just start with the pencil, do a little sketch, and then go in with detailing with the black pointer pen. And what that does is it brings your attention to whatever that needs to be seen in the pointer pen, the details and everything, and you can start on with that. And as you move into your colored phase, that's when you already have the lines, and then it helps you to hold within the spaces that you've created with your black pointer pen. Now, when you start doing the colors, you know, what happens is they take over. They have a way of, when you truly allow yourself to be in communication with the colors, they truly become your teacher. They guide you. They tell you what color I want to be put next to me, or I want this. They speak to you. But you have to be so silent within yourself to hear that and to practice that. Again, like I always say, you can't do it overnight. Just be very slow and listen to your creation. That is when you will feel connected to your creator. And it's a very magical process, but I hope that through these videos I can inspire you, teach you, guide you, and help you get to a place where you too can create intuitively, tapping into your subconscious mind and being able to gain awareness and raise your vibration and feel so creative within yourself. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and share. Do subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of these coming. I will be creating more of these journeys that I do. There are other sections where I teach about the alphabets of creating as a way of communicating with yourself. My intentions through these videos is to make art easy for you. Make it something that you can do, that you can be reminded that it is not something you have to learn, but it's something within you. So I can't wait to hear what you think of this video. Do connect with me, send me a message or comment, because I love listening from you, connecting with you, and being able to hold your hand as you move forward in your journey within. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.